good evening, everybody. Here to chase race number 9 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. Tonight, we're getting ready for the run into the Geico 500, where after tonight, we will know who is still going to be mathematically in the hunt for the championship next week at the season finale at Zen Joltis. I'm being joined here in the commentators booth by Michael Norman. Thanks for joining me, Michael.
Why, no problem at all, Seth. It's always fun being up here, especially for super speedway racing, because you never know what's going to happen.
Well, this is a track that you're very familiar with. You actually won this event last season in your 3-car. What does a driver have to do to be able to put themselves in the right place at the right time to win at a track like this?
Well, if what I believe is going to happen tonight, you're going to have to pick your group when you come down the pit road and just stay out of trouble. Pick the right group when you come down pit road and stick with them and hope to gosh you come out in the lead pack and then you just fight for it.
Now, in the Truck Series race, we went green flag from the drop of the green all the way to the checkers. Mobile, though, was entirely different. We were under the caution at least 3 times that I can recall, and we had several big ones along the way. Which side of that spectrum do you see this race falling into?
Well, these guys have just probably a little more horsepower, so they're going to be running just a little bit faster than the previous fellas. Especially with a lot of the majority of this field being in those races, they probably have learned a lot. I see this one maybe a little more, maybe, I don't know, it's probably in between. You know, I think we're going to see some green flag racing, but on the other hand, I think we're going to see some yellows as well.
Well, we also have coming into this race one of the closer of the point battles. I mean, we already have ourselves a Truck Series champion in Dylan Poteet. He got the championship locked up in our race 2 nights ago in trucks. Mobile is basically going to be Luke Walker versus a very long shot James McLeod, or not, I'm sorry, not McLeod, James Qualls. But here tonight, this is the series where more drivers are more in the hunt for the championship. With that in mind, will that mean that we're going to see drivers maybe backing off a little more, playing some strategy before the end of this race?
Oh yeah, I definitely see that. They're trying to Jacob Lawler, he's the points leader. He's trying to maximize his points as much as he can today, staying ahead of guys like Noah Hart, Anthony McCurry, and John Cittadino. You know, if I'm looking at this correctly, it's about a 6-car race. Wow, dang, Seth, everyone's involved in this. No, I'm kidding. But it's
everyone, and then a few more that aren't even here.
Yeah, the invisible guys. Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah.
But it's a 6-car battle. Sanford's the one coming in here with the most to lose at this point because he's about 5 to 6 points on being out of contention. So he desperately has to finish today. As I'm getting SIGA'd. I'm assuming that's by somebody.
Hopefully it's by somebody and not one of the invisible drivers.
Yep, it's Joshua Collard, and he can't join us because he's at work, which means he's driving out here.
Gotcha.
He looks like he's starting second.
Yep. All right, so
Josh, get rid of your phone out of your car. It's not safe.
Not safe. Don't text and drive, especially not in NASCAR. So coming into this race, as we said, there are drivers in the hunt. Jacob Lawler, the points leader, 16 points over Noah Hart, 23 over Anthony McCurry, 26 over Cittadino, 31 over Henley, and then, as you said, the one with the most to lose tonight, Charles Sanford, 41 points back. However, still mathematically in the hunt are a few other drivers, including Ian Dutta, Andrea Erickson, Dylan Poteet, and Chris Washer. Now, if you're one of those 4 drivers, what's the strategy you got to utilize here in this race? Do you go as quickly as you can up to the front of the field, or do you kind of do the same thing, lay back and wait for your moment?
Win. So they're going to try to get up to the front probably as fast as they can to try to stay up there. Like I said, the main concern tonight is picking the right group to come down pit road with. You do not want to come down pit road by yourself because it will not be good for you.
Absolutely. You need to have people to be able to work with so that way you can stay in the draft. Joshua Michaels on pole for the 2nd straight week. He had the pole at Thornton last week, so it's his 2nd pole of the season here. It's been a very struggling season for that Red Bull Toyota, but he may be able to go to victory lane tonight. Alongside of him, Joshua Collard. Now let's try and find where our drivers coming into this race for the hunt for the championship are. Of course, people viewing right now will be seeing it on the top of their screen, but we are going to have to look through the field in order to find them. Jacob Lawler Going to be starting mid-pack right there, actually pretty close towards the rear of the field.
Yep. He's on the inside too. That's right where you want him.
Yep, that's actually not such a bad positioning.
Noah Hart is starting second to last.
Yes, he is. He's starting in the 41st position, so he's going to have quite a task in his hands. Doesn't look like his Caltech Racing teammate, Anthony McCurry, third in points, is starting that terribly much better. I'd say maybe somewhere around 24th place or so. And yeah,
mid-pack on the outside, and that's not always the best position, especially on the start when you're double file and you're going 3 and 4 wide already. So I wouldn't see it. If Anthony can find a way to the inside, I look to see him probably heading towards the back.
Yep, Citadino's just ahead of him there too, 4th in points, so both those drivers there, and then just a few rows behind them is Sean Henley, 5th in the standings. So as we saw, Charles Samper is starting back in the pack somewhere too, the 55. Yeah, he's starting that'd be about, what, the 37th position, I think.
Yeah, probably about that.
Anyway,
yep.
We're getting ready to go green. Drivers that are in the hunt for the championship peppered through this field. Who's going to be up here at the front of the end of this thing? 29 laps of racing on tap. Let's turn it over to Michael for the green.
Well, as we're coming to this bright and shiny light, the green flag is out. We're underway. Talladega under the lights. Let's get it going.
And we saw in the Mobile Cup Series race, Trent Dunham used the middle groove to get to the lead after he started on the high side. Looks like that outside line was not able to get that kind of run here in the Snickers Cup Series race.
It's failing me. I forgot who was in the 20 car, but he went immediately to the outside, and that probably wasn't a good line to take.
Well, you'll remember this guy, Dylan Schwallenberg, who almost was able to make it still mathematically in the hunt for the championship yesterday in Mobile and Cup Series. And the ironic thing is, he's dropping to the back. He apparently knows something we don't, because last time we were here at Talladega, he won that race.
That's true. He did.
And this is rather odd. This is the first time we've actually seen a driver really get away from the field, which, as we know, is not a good thing, but they were 3 wide behind Michaels. Now he's got about a 2-car length advantage over everybody else.
I just saw Citadino move completely down to the inside line, so towards the back. He was able to pull it down in front of somebody.
Yep, right in front of Richard Johnson there. Richard Johnson, our winner from a couple of weeks ago at Texas.
Yeah, coming into the tri-oval, he just dove it to the inside. So he took my strategy, like I said, and I said he'd find the quickest way to the inside line, and that's what he did. Yep,
I've seen Citadino down there. Lawler, we know, started down there, but Henley, I think, started on the outside line too, and he's actually been able to make his way down to the inside. He's a ways back, but as you said, that's the place that you want to be if you want to start making progress towards the front. And there you see McCurry, the 61, has now made his way to the inside line. So these guys taking your advice right from the get-go, getting to that inside line to work their way towards the front.
Ooh, these guys are going about 4 wide up here.
Yeah, they are. Poteet, Bob Jones.
Sean Henley right there, already 4 wide.
Henley and Daly. As up at the front, it's Red Bull Racing, 1-2. Joshua Michaels and Dougie Shears, both of these drivers, have not yet been to victory lane this season, and both of them went to victory lane last season in Snickers Cup competition.
Now that what Audi is that?
That's Ralph Mason.
Yep. Ralph Mason, haven't really heard much from him lately. He's getting a good run.
Well, you can bet he got some good information from yesterday from his brother Wolfgang, who won the Mobile Cup Series race, and apparently he's utilizing it right now.
Yeah, just barely edged out at the line Wolfgang did to win that.
As Mason,
that's a really bright light that they go through.
That is a very bright light. But it's great to be able to have night racing here at Talladega, and those lights definitely needed because you need to have a lot of visibility for the moves these guys are making right now.
It's in the 45. Was it Harrison Langford?
Yes, it is.
Sweet. I remembered that.
Langford is...
Look at Citadino!
Wow, and look who he's got coming. Look who he's bringing. He's bringing the guys he's battling for the championship with. McCurry and the points leader, Jacob Lawler.
McCurry, I had to think they had to have talked it over before this race started.
They're 2 road course aces, and they love to be able to race on road courses. And restrictor plates, they're good at too, but you're right. You have to wonder if maybe some of these guys are thinking, hey, the only way we're going to be able to catch Jacob Lawler and battle him next week for the championship is if we work together against him, and
well, they might
that could be it.
Up here. McCurry was just ahead of that car.
And right behind them, Dylan Young, our winner from Indianapolis, coming up here through the field. Jacob Lawler now has gotten kicked to the high side, and Sean Henley, I believe, now is getting kicked to the middle groove as well. And now looks like that alliance between the 72 and the 61 is going to go away. McCurry going to try and go to the bottom for third, but Sidonian throws the block. And I thought I heard squealing. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
caution.
Out.
Oh! Silver Fox.
It looked like the 39.
Yes, Jake Cole. We got more spinners. Pichu London spinning out of 4.
Ooh, that looks like a. Seth, I don't know. You gotta tell these guys to stop having good paint schemes because that looked like the 12. I was just gonna call him the 12.
Noah Hart's here at the rear. I don't know if he was collected, and he's one of those drivers that was mathematically in the hunt here. And Charles Stanford, one of those drivers we were talking about with the most to lose here tonight, he may have been collected as well.
Stanford looked like he had a little bit of damage, but not a lot.
And we're going to have to keep an eye on the back of this pack here because these drivers may back into each other. They've done it before. Oh, slow down. Oh, they did. Duncan into the back of Dunham.
That's
Oh!
odd. Oh, Lord.
Sanford into the back of Wells. And Noah Hart into the back of Sanford.
Well,
that was not exactly beneficial to either of those two.
And look at the damage that they got.
Good heavens.
I think the 55 might be done if they don't take
He may be the Daytona 500 winner. Charles Sanford came in 41 points out. This is not what he needed.
Look at Noah Hart, though.
Noah's got a buckle on the front of his hood, too.
Noah might be okay. I think they might just take the hood off of Noah if they don't try to put some bear bond on that. But and he's not coming to pit road, so he's just saying screw it.
You're right, he's not coming to pit road. That shocks me.
He's like, we didn't get no damage. I don't know what you're talking about.
First of the drivers to come down and pit here tonight is going to be Levi McIntyre. He's giving up the 12th position. Langford also coming down. And then I believe everybody else got damaged in that backup there on the back straightaway.
Well, this could be a little bit of strategy, too. On pit under caution. And then, if you're lucky, you get to stay in front of the cars with damage, and then you're still in contention to win with this pack.
Exactly. Trent Dunham, William Duncan, they're on pit road, and there's Pichu London as well. Caution flags out. I'd say we had more drivers involved in that backup on the back straightaway than we did in the initial caution, but we're under yellow. Let's jump back, look at a replay of what just happened. And here's what happened. Watch the white car of Jake Cole and our winner last time here at Talladega, Dylan Schwallenberg. And, boy, Schwallenberg just kind of came up into Jake.
Yeah, it's their product of those, of the racing like that. You know, just one swift move of the steering wheel and then you're getting turned into the wall.
Harrison Langford did get a tiny piece of that, and that's why he apparently came to pit road, but
this is going to be a hard impact.
Oh, wow. Why was Silver Fox so far back?
He might have lost the draft or something.
He might have, because that would have been, I believe, only a solo car spin for the most part there, but 41 was way back behind everybody. And that is one hard impact there for both Jake Cole and James Silver Fox.
Yeah, J. Cole's teammate, Pichu London, was randomly spinning also.
Yeah, that one I wasn't able to figure out. Let's see if we can find out what happens to the 14. Oh,
Noah Hart.
Yeah,
it
was Trent Dunham. This was a byproduct of the drivers trying to get to the apron to avoid the spinning Jake Cole machine, I guess. And
right there, started turning him.
Gets him in the left rear. He comes up the track. There's where Sanford gets some of his damage. Oh, and he got the safer barrier pretty hard there, did Sanford.
Yeah, and then Noah Hart.
Galligan and Danny Wells, two Tweenix Racing teammates, they get through it pretty well, although I think Galligan may have gotten a slight bit of that contact. So basically a wreck and a follow-up wreck that happened there. The wreck starting just heading into 3, the follow-up wreck exiting out of 4. And of course we had those other drivers backing up on the back straightaway. So that's what puts us under the yellow. Let's head back now for the green flag. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Joshua Michaels been able to do something we normally don't see at Talladega. He's been kind of the Dale Jr. here tonight, the Pied Piper. Nobody has really been able to challenge him for the lead as he's been able to keep his Red Bull Toyota out in front. He's led all 9 laps. so far, and he'll get us back under the green flag. Drivers who will not come to the green flag here will be Charles Sanford, Jake Cole, and James Silverfox. So Charles Sanford, he came in 41 points out. The fact that Jacob Lawler and the others are still running, I think we may be able to safely say Sanford may not battle for the championship next week.
Seth,
Yo.
look who's third and fourth.
I'm noticing that. I'm noticing that right now with Cittadino and McCrory there. And I'm also noticing that also restarting in the 7th position is Sean Henley. And you know, the interesting thing here is that we have an opportunity for a multiple-time Snickers Cup Series champion, because John Cittadino won the championship back in Season 5, Henley won the championship back in Season 4, and the both of them are here in the hunt for maybe what could be their second championship. But Lawler, I believe, is not too far back here. He's in the 16th position, right behind Dylan Poteet.
Oh, for the sake of Sean Henley and Cittadino McCurry, they want him to fall back.
Yes, they do. They need him to make a mistake here tonight. And there's Noah Hart, the other driver that we're keeping an eye on, 33rd right now, with the buckle on the hood, but still trying to continue.
And he never came down pit road as we're back under the green flag.
Yes, we are. Green flag back out. Now, as far as Noah Hart, I mean, I don't know if this was exactly the wisest strategy, but keep in mind, if Noah Hart is able to have another caution flag come out, that's just more spots he's able to pick up.
Yeah, big time.
Right now, though, top 5 consisting of 3 chasers in the hunt now, as Henley was able to work by Corbett for the 5th position. And now here comes John Cittadino underneath Ralph Mason for 2nd.
And looks like Henley and McCurry didn't turn down in time. Sean Henley said, "Okay, you're not coming. Okay, let's go."
And we talked about some drivers that are coming into this race still with an opportunity to get back in the hunt. One of them is actually coming up that inside line there, that 10 car. Chris Washer, he could get back in the hunt. And we saw Poteet restarted back in 15th. He's another driver who could get himself back up in the title picture.
Yeah, he just got, like I said, anything's possible at Talladega. Man, with all these cars racing side by side like this, that's what's allowing the 82 cars to break away. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, this is really beneficial to Joshua Michaels right now. They got to get
a teammate behind him.
Yep, they got to get single file here if they're going to run down that machine. As I'm seeing a couple of Dodges coming up that inside line, and that's one thing about this race is that you really need to find partners. Well, Chris Washer, he's trying to get himself back into the title picture, and look who he's got pushing him. His teammate from Everham Mayonnaise Racing, Drew Austin. You got to think there's been team alliances that have been formed here for these drivers trying to make the hunt for the championship.
God, I'm not going to lie. Hearing Everham Mayonnaise Racing just makes me want to laugh. But yeah, you gotta find it. You know, even if you don't have actual teammates, you want to find a manufactured teammate. You know, even if it's a temporary teammate, it's, you know, anything is possible at Talladega and Zengiltis.
Yep, restrictor-plate tracks, basically what we say. It plays towards the underdog. Anybody has a chance to win. And I'll tell you one guy who hasn't really been up at the front yet, but I think he's starting to make his presence felt, and that's Jacob Lawler. He's 6th on that inside line, starting to work his way up here. As Henley, McCurry, John Cittadino, who we saw up at the front, are starting to make an exit towards the rear.
Yeah. Lawler, he's got Trent. Trent's going to put him in the middle, but yeah, Lawler is he's just trying to ride and avoid any of the wrecks right now. He wants to try to stay up in the front.
Now, to my knowledge, Jacob Lawler does not have any wins at Talladega. However, he is a former Daytona 500 winner, so we do know that he knows how to get around restrictor-plate tracks.
Yeah, the Daytona 500 is a very prestigious race to win. Looks like the 82 has his teammate back in 2nd place.
Yeah, Dougie Shears has done a good job fighting his way back up again to that 2nd position to be able to help his teammate there. And you got to wonder, both these drivers, as I said, they went to victory lane last season. Michaels, I believe, went to victory lane in the I was gonna say the 10 car. I believe that's correct. And Dougie Shears went to victory lane twice last season in the 17. You got to wonder, if it comes down between these two, which one of them wants the win more?
Yeah, I was going to say they just got single file, but nope. Then I think that's the 22.
Yep, Jake Rogers.
Yep. They were able to catch that 82 car, but this with the as soon as they start passing, it just blocks it all up.
Right behind him is Corbett, and here comes Lawler. Lawler is going to try and get himself to the front, and I actually failed. That wasn't Corbett, that was Cody Lamas, the other MWR car.
Yep, Cole Dalley's coming up here.
Yep, Cole Dalley, actually Cole Dalley, I'll tell you what, it seems like after he had that flip in Indianapolis, it kind of lit a fire under that 88 team. They have been really strong in the past couple of weeks.
Maybe literally.
Texas and Thornton. Well, maybe. Who knows? Jacob Lawler, though, he's trying to look under Jake Rogers. Rogers throws the block, and now look who he's got in his rearview mirror. Anthony McCurry coming back up here into the top 5.
As long as the 11 cars don't start racing, they can catch this 20. They can catch this 82.
And they are remaining single file, at least for now, and now Lawler peeks out of line.
And 82 is just going to drop low.
Now, if they're going to pass that 82 car, they have to... Ooh, what a block.
He was just like, excuse me.
If they're going to pass that 82 car, they got to remain single file like this, because, you know, it's cutting that draft of them being able to get up to the back bumper of the Red Bull Toyota with them racing double wide, and looks like they're still going to race double wide here. But Jake Rogers, though...
I don't know if I've ever seen this. Has anyone in the history of your series led every lap at a restrictor-plate race?
I don't think that's ever happened, no.
Well, it's happening so far.
Right now, yeah. 16 out of 16 laps have been led by Joshua Michaels. But here's the question, though. Here's the question. We know that Trent Dunham, William Duncan, Harrison Langford, Levi McIntyre, they pitted. These other drivers are going to have to pit at some point during this race. We don't know when, but that could really come into play. And those drivers that pitted back under our first and only caution so far could really benefit.
There is a lap car I saw ahead. That could come into play, too.
And that is Dylan Schwallenberg, our last time's winner at Talladega. And they are going to encounter him very quickly.
Oh, really quickly?
Holy cow, look out.
Oh, he kind of slowed him up a little bit.
This is going to be trouble as they're trying to work their way around that 20 machine.
Oh, it slowed him up, and now it's going to let him go by. And look, that definitely helped McCurry.
Middle groove gets held up here with Jake Rogers, Kyle Corbett, Ian Dutta back there as well. I'm trying to see who the other cars are. I believe one of them could be Austin LaPlante, and you can just see him at the tail end of the pack there, trying to dodge and weave, find a line here. Now they'll get the 20 up at least to the high side. Nope.
He was on the high side, now he's back in the middle line.
Oh my goodness, they're almost 5 wide here. And now drivers saying, okay, forget this, we're going to come to pit road.
Yeah, big time. See, I wonder who's part of the ones that are coming to pit road.
Well, let's find out here. Well, I thought maybe there would be some of the front runners, maybe not.
I think some did, I'm not sure.
Richard Johnson, Megan Atkins, Dalley, Lamas, Dougie Shears, Andrea Erickson, and Danny Wells, all on pit road here on lap 17.
We'll have to watch these pit stops carefully because there were some incidents in the Mobile One series.
And in trucks. But it looks like things are fairly
Somebody just retired,
here.
it looked like. It looked like somebody just retired.
Did they? No, doesn't look like it.
Oh, somebody disappeared. I don't know if it was you changing cameras or not.
It might have been my camera changing, actually.
Oh, well, these cars, looks like it was just fuel only.
And there's Noah Hart, the damaged machine, 38th right now on the scoring monitor, but he's coming down for his pit stop.
Uh-oh, Michael Norman and Trent Dunham stayed out.
And here comes everybody else.
Wow, so that's actually a good strategy between the friends, between Michael Norman and Trent Dunham. They're going to try, I've seen this happen before, they're going to try to stay out that extra lap. That way when they come in for fuel, when they come out, they'll either be connected right with this pack or they'll still be far enough ahead.
Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, if you had your choice between a crowded pit road and a pit road all to yourself with a couple of buddies, I would go with option B.
Yeah, I would, too.
Because we've seen how pit road has definitely come into play in this race.
McCurry.
McCurry says, hey, see you later.
McCurry, oh, that could be good. That means McCurry could inherit the lead if they catch and pass Michael Norman and Trent Dunham.
Let's find Trent and Michael, see where they're running if either of them are coming to pit road. No, Michael's staying out another lap. And he is actually going to inherit the lead. So he and Trent Dunham, I believe, are first and second. They are, and they're going to try and stay out an extra lap here.
That's actually good, because if they can pass all of these cars, when they come to pit road, that would mean that
Oh, they got separated.
Michael Norman's on the high line there. Because
Look at Trent. He's trying to slice and dice his way through this stuff. Good heavens.
Trent's like, what the heck, man?
Good grief.
Michael Norman's probably going to settle behind his future teammate, Dougie Shears. I think he's coming to pit road this time.
Let's see if
he's...
Yeah, he is.
Yep. And Trent's going to stay out an extra lap.
Last week's winner, Daniel Day, apparently stayed out as well, and now he's coming to pit road.
Keep thinking that's Cold Alley, but it's not. I need to get with the times, man.
Charles Jackson's on pit road, James McLeod, and Anthony McCurry's pitting again. Why? They may have not gotten that thing full of fuel. It was a gas and go.
They got 10 laps. They should have been able to make it.
So that was rather odd.
Who's going to inherit the lead back?
I believe right now the leader is Trent Dunham. It is. One car, because we know he pitted back under our only caution, so he's able to make it a couple extra laps than the rest of these drivers.
Oh, maybe. He's not coming to pit road this time either.
No, gonna stay out and lead some more here, and look who he's got right behind him. He's got his teammate, John Cittadino. Now, we know Cittadino is running for a championship. Right now, he's 23rd on the starting grid, but you gotta wonder if maybe he might try and help his teammate get to victory lane here.
He might, but we know that I don't think that one's gonna make it on fuel, though.
No, I think you have to go a lot longer, and this is a restrictor plate track, and there's really not really much opportunity for being able to save fuel when you're running here at full speed.
The 3-car looked like he came on pit road with some friends, but the question is, did he come out with them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we saw the 24, the 19. Well, he's in a pack here, but...
Oh, he's right behind Trent. Again.
Yes, he is.
That's his teammate. That's his teammate, I think, the 33, right?
No, that's Ian Dutta. Ian Dutta in the 66, the Hunt Brothers colors.
So...
Norman is scored now in the 17th position, but pit stops are still cycling around, and now Dunham is in.
Yep, Dunham and the 6, I think was that William Duncan?
Yes, it is. Those two ended up actually coming down and pitting under our only caution, so we know they were able to make it at least 3 or 4 more laps than everybody else. But now comes the big question, where are they going to come out in all this? There's McCurry, 35th.
Maybe McCurry had a penalty or something, but I know he made a pit stop. Maybe he had like a stop-go penalty.
He may have, because he pulled right into his pit stall and then came right back out. You know what I'm almost wondering? Remember back to when we saw him bypass Joshua Michaels coming off pit road? That may have been a merging penalty that McCurry had to serve.
It might have been.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe even after you cross the pit road line to exit pit road, you have to maintain your position until the back straightaway when you merge with traffic. So McCurry, I believe, actually did have to serve a penalty for that. So good call to you, Michael.
If I was McCurry, I'd fight that because it's not his fault that the 82 was not up to speed.
Well,
I would definitely fight that.
We're going to have to see just exactly...
who's going to cycle around as the leader?
Yeah, Trent right now is out in front, but a couple of drivers did pass him by that I know were running on the lead lap. One of them was Michaels, and we're going to have to see here with the cycle, does Trent cross the line still as the leader, or where is he going to be? Officially, he is scored in the 8th position. So the leader is Chris Washer. So according to this, let's see, I believe Daly is the last car in the lead lap. Charles Jackson in this pack, Daniel Day, those two are 1 lap down. So the drivers right now in the lead lap in this pack are Washer, Henley, Mason, Matthews, Richard Johnson, and Megan Atkins, and now Joshua Michaels starting to catch them.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see this pack, anyone in this pack actually go to victory lane.
So now here comes the big question. Will a lap car come into play in this? Because you got the 19, you got the 88, and you got the 24, who could push someone across the line to the win.
Okay, Henley, he's gonna try to go with McLeod.
McLeod not quite up to speed, but it almost worked.
McLeod isn't slow, so now that he's not a lap car that's entered this pack.
We got ourselves one big pack of cars here. And then we got a second big pack of cars behind them. We got Corbett, Nick Barney, Cody Lamas in this. Trent Dunham, Andrea Erickson, and Joshua Collard. These guys only have about, well, 4 to go when we hit the stripe to be able to catch back up. I'm not so certain if they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah. If they get single file, and they could possibly do it with them racing up there.
And, oh, we got a breakaway up the front. Chris Washer and Sean Henley. That's not going to end well for those guys.
So let's see, what cars do we have up here? We have Eminem. We have Evernham Mayonnaise, Tweenix, Michael Norman, Red Bull, I think.
Yep.
And Hendrick and Kyotech.
And you also got Petty Motorsports with the 93 as well.
Here comes Henley.
Henley gonna go to the bottom, and I think he knew that group behind him there of Atkins and then the 2 lap cars of Jackson and Daly, they were coming.
Catching McCurry again.
Yeah, McCurry, boy, what a tough race for him.
Oh.
And Atkins very unceremonious. Uh-oh, Schwalleberg. Oh, they're gonna get by him, looks like.
They split him big time.
Yeah, they did. Oh! McLeod! As Schwalleberg is spinning. Oh no! Erickson!
I think the race is going to be over.
Nick Barney. Oh, Bob Jones piles in.
And this is the big one.
Poteet. Norman. Mary Cole.
This race could be over. What's the race back to the line?
We'll follow the race back to the checkers here as we're going to try and get to the front of the field. Here it is. Atkins is the leader now. And look at this. She's got a wall of lap cars there. The 1961 and 88. Megan Atkins is going to come out of the final corner down the tri-oval, and I believe under caution, Atkins will pick up her first career Snickers Cup Series victory tonight at Dega. Talk about having circumstances in your favor. There were 3 lap cars, making a wall between Atkins and second place Richard Johnson.
Boy, she has to be going to every one of them and thanking them for being there.
Unbelievable. Right place, right time. Atkins here. Just barely missed out on the Snickers Cup Series chase. She's gone the entire season without a victory, but no longer. She is probably going to come around and receive the white flag and then next time by the checkers in her first Snickers Cup Series victory.
Yeah, that's a tremendous victory for the 33 team.
And we got to see who was involved in that wreck. Erickson was in it, Nick Barney, Bob Jones, Mary Cole, Dylan Poteet, Ian Dutta, Michael Norman, Schwallenberg, who we saw him and McLeod get together, and that's what started the whole thing. And I'm pretty certain there were a couple others involved too that may have already retired. Trying to see if we can find them. Well, maybe not. That actually looked like more cars than that, but maybe it wasn't.
I'm sure some have been able to go on. Most likely.
We'll have to see in a moment. White flags displayed for Megan Atkins. We'll take this lap to go back and see what happened to put us out of the caution for the final time tonight, giving the win to Megan Atkins. So here's what happened. There's the race winner, Megan Atkins, going by on the inside, Henley on the outside, and I thought they were going to be able to split this 20 car and not have a wreck happen, but apparently not.
Well, McLeod, the 20 car was coming up, and then he was all of a sudden coming back down, and then just hit McLeod.
Yeah, but 20 didn't really give much room to these guys. They're heading to that corner. He really should have moved way, way up, but he really didn't.
Wow, with the donut on the side of that 20 car, looks like the 29. But yeah, he definitely should have. He definitely should have given more room.
And then there's Erickson, there's Nick Barney, both en route to good finishes. I think Trent Dunham may have actually gotten a slight piece of that.
Was that Trent?
That was Trent, I believe, yeah, in the 1. And then here comes even more carnage. Bob Jones, he's going to get the 16. Michael Norman, he's going to get the 42.
It was almost clear of that, too.
There's Mary Cole. I believe she gets Bob Jones, yep.
Shears.
Poteet gets into Norman. Dutta, he gets into Jones. Yeah, Jessica got through it, I think. So did LaPlante, so did Rogers. And look who's right in the middle of that. John Cittadino. He got through it barely, but that was right in front of him.
I can hear Johnson on the radio. No. Like he did.
No.
Slow motion. No.
Oh, man.
And here's the race back to the line.
Yes, indeed. And you can see right there, the 61, the 19, they are lap down machines. And then watch the 88 of Cole Daly. He was also a lap down machine. I believe he actually kind of makes it 3 wide with these guys. And so Henley on the high side, Richard Johnson on the low side, there's nothing they can do. They can't get by these guys in order to get up there and get Megan Atkins at the line. So 3 lap machines creating a wall for Atkins to come down and collect the victory.
At this point, the spotters are telling the drivers that the race is over, make it back to the caution. And I'm sure they were fighting and scrambling, but due to that wall of lap cars that's blocking each lane, by the way, if you notice that.
Yep, exactly.
Megan Atkins will come across the line and take the yellow flag to win the race.
There's going to be plenty of Starbucks coffee in Victory Lane. Let's head back now for the checkers. So we are getting ready to finish off this race. Checkered flag will wave next time by for Megan Atkins. We're actually going to go down to pit road. Michael Norman, team owner for Michael Norman Motorsports, has been checked and released from the Eofear Care Center, and we're going to try and get a word with him tonight. Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Seth. What's going on?
Well, first off, how are you feeling after that wreck? Because it looked like a lot of hard licks taken there.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard hit for this WWE Chevrolet, but it's just a product of racing. We only had a few laps to go. I was in that one pack. We were just trying everything we can to try to catch this lead pack, but it sucks for these guys. We had a great car. We ended up getting shuffled back through that caution, not the caution with the pit stops, but all in all, not the way we wanted to end our night.
Well, I know that you're looking at a Titantron somewhere, and you're about to see your driver, Megan Atkins, come down and take the checkered flag to win here tonight at Dega. Now, Atkins is coming back next season. Talk about Atkins. I mean, this was a great run for her here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm very, very proud of her. It was her first career win. First career win. Wow, I almost got knocked around harder than I thought. But yeah, first career win for the 33 team. I'm glad that she's signed back for another season. She's going to be in the All-Star race now, so that's going to be a plus for her. With me, her in the All-Star race now, we're already looking ahead to next season. She's going to end up I believe from what her original owner, Chris Dollarton, told me, she's going to be bringing that car back next week at San Joltis. So she can't tear it up when doing her donuts and stuff. But yeah, all in all, it was a great day for M&M, even with a couple of us getting knocked out. But congratulations to Megan Atkins and everybody who finished in the top 10 and had a great run.
All right, thank you, Michael. And speaking of that top 10, let's show you the top 10 finishing results of the evening. Atkins with the win. Richard Johnson, after what was a rather solid run a couple weeks ago, with a win at Texas. He'll get a great run tonight here of second. Kyle Matthews third. Highest finishing chaser tonight will be Sean Henley. So Henley, I believe, will still remain in the hunt for the championship. Chris Washer, one of those drivers we talked about that could work his way back into the hunt for the championship, finishes fifth. Pole sitter Joshua Michaels sixth. Ralph Mason seventh. Kyle Corbett in eighth. Ninth, Cody Lamas and Joshua Collard in 10th. Let's find the rest of our chasers from this evening's race. Looking down here, you find John Cittadino finishes the evening in 17th place. Danny Wells was in 20th. Jacob Lawler, the points leader coming in this race, was 21st. Noah Hart finished not too far behind in 23rd, so quite a comeback for a driver who had damage and actually had lost the draft at one point. Anthony McCurry will finish a lap down in 27th place. Andrea Erickson in 30th. Bob Jones in 33rd here tonight, as he got collected in that last wreck. Ian Dutta as well, 37th tonight for him. Harrison Langford gets 38th, and also out of the race was Charles Sanford in the 40th position. And I believe Michael is back here in the commentator's booth now. And Michael, it almost looks like we may end up having possibly about 5 or 6 drivers battling for the championship. I think with where Lawler finished, Lawler, Hart, McCrory, Cittadino, and Henley may still be in the hunt for the title next week.
Where did Henley finish?
Henley finished in 4th position.
All right. And Lawler finished
21st, I believe. Yep.
So how much of a points difference is that?
That would be 17 points difference, which means it'd be about 14 points that Lawler would have over
14.
Henley going into next week.
Henley could have just jumped up to 2nd.
He could have very well. You're right. But I believe with the fact that that Cittadino, McCrory, and Noah Hart came in within striking distance, and the fact that with Lawler finishing 21st and them finishing 17th, 23rd, and 27th, which isn't too far away, I don't think they lost enough points to be mathematically eliminated. So, at the most part, there may be someone like Washer maybe that maybe jumped up back into the hunt. Maybe Sanford will still barely be in the hunt. You never know, but it's almost looking like the battle may come down between a former Daytona 500 winner, 2 former champions, and 2 Audis for the Snickers Cup Series Championship next week at Zenjoltis.
If I'm not mistaken, I think here's the top 3, I believe. As from what I could calculate, I think it's going to be Lawler, Cittadino, Henley. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Boy, it's going to be one wild one for sure.
I might be wrong, though. It might be the other way around with Lawler, Henley, Cittadino, because I know Henley finished higher than Cittadino.
Right. Well, actually, we can quickly see here. Well, yeah, he only came 5 points behind Cittadino in the standings, and he finishes 4th. Cittadino, I think, finished 17th. So I think Henley is going to be the 2nd-place driver in points.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. So it's going to be Lawler, Henley, Cittadino.
Yep. I'm not sure where Noah Hart's going to be. I know that McCrory is going to be below Cittadino because of where he finished. Noah Hart, I believe, finished 23rd. Yeah, so I think... Oh, boy. I think Noah Hart may actually... With what I'm thinking here, I believe it'll be Lawler, Henley, Hart, Cittadino, and McCrory. Not certain, but I think that's how it's going to be.
Well, the points will be at the end of the race, so I guess we'll be able to find out.
Yes, we will. We'll be able to find out for sure. Megan Atkins picks up the win here tonight. Her first career Snickers Cup Series victory here at Talladega Superspeedway under the lights. It's going to come down to at least 5 drivers next week at Zenjoltis for the championship, and ironically, one of those drivers is a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota trying to pick up a championship in Snickers Cup for the 2nd straight season because Charles Jackson, when he drove the 20 last season, he went to championship victory lane in season 6. So, can Joe Gibbs Racing go back-to-back? Can a former champion win the championship once again? Or can an Audi, for the very first time, take a championship home in Snickers Cup? Michael, I want to thank you for joining me for tonight's event.
No problem. You know how I love doing these, man. Anytime you need me, just give me a holla.
All right. Well, hope that everybody enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Also, be sure to subscribe to Michael's channel, McKinleyman93. Link to his channel is in the description.
For some awesome gameplay videos.
Absolutely. And we will see you guys next time. Here comes your official full finisher results. Overall point stands and rookie points heading into next weekend's Night of Champions weekend at Zenjoltis. Hope you'll be tuning in for that, as we are going to have ourselves 3 champions. We already know one, Dylan Poteet in trucks. We got to find out if it's going to be Luke Walker or James Qualls for mobile, or if it's going to be Lawler, Hart, McCrory, Cittadino, Henley, or maybe somebody else. You'll see at the end of the video if they're still in contention for the Snickers Cup Series Championship. So, at the end here, with the chase standings, those that are highlighted in red are mathematically eliminated. Those that are not, you still are in the running for the championship next week. So you've been watching Production NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. We'll let Michael finish off this video with whatever he wants to say.
I love you.
That was creepy. Bye, everybody.